What up, you guys? This is my first live. We are here for our weekly energy oracle forecast, where we take a look at the week ahead to see what kind of spiritual energy we will be living and moving and having our being in. And I thought I'd try something different today because I usually record our videos. I edit them very simply, and then I upload them. But I noticed that I was capable of going live now. So I thought I'd give that a shot and see what it does for the channel, and it'll maybe streamline my process as well. I love this energy here. We have dreams coming up for our first card. There is a fresh energy in the air. Even though we're in the shadow of a Mercury retrograde, Jupiter recently went direct in Gemini. And I think that this is really helping us to get clarity around our vision, have a renewal of creative inspiration and vigor, and that fighting spirit to really go after our dreams. But I think this is helping us to crystallize our ideas in our imagination and articulate them more efficiently and more productively and have more impact. And also, the more that we crystallize these ideas, the more power they have in manifesting. So it's like we're finally getting clear on our ideas, or we're getting more ideas or input or insight into how we can manifest our current goals and dreams. So I love this a lot. Our heads are growing with plans and excitement. And, sometimes there is this moment in time where, it's like we're giving birth to a new era. So we're contracting and we're pushing and we're having all the labor pains, but we are giving birth to something new in so many different ways. So improve is our next card. So, this is asking us to improve our perspective, try to look for things that we appreciate, that we're grateful for, clean up your clicks, try to curate what you are exposing your consciousness and your eyes and your attention to things that nurture your soul and your spirit and nurture your creativity and inspire you and actually give you optimism and positive action that you can take and productivity. For instance, I started to get really discouraged about YouTube today, and I thought, oh my gosh, even if it monetizes, the ad money itself is going to be not a lot for the hours and the videos that I put in unless I get an enormous amount of views. And then I found just the perfect YouTube coach that was, instructing me on how creators of my size can make their own content, like I've been doing recently with the 2025 prediction series, and then selling that outside of waiting for YouTube to monetize. And so it gave me a renewed sense of hope. And then there was a couple of other pieces of advice they had that were helpful to, hone in on my channel and the reach and methods I can take to grow. And a couple of other coaches that popped up recently. So, when we don't give up on ourselves and we're willing to stay open and improve our mindset and think, okay, I can handle this come what may. I would rather show up here every day, not expecting any results and keep creating rather than just waste away and give up and quit. This is very meaningful. This is a calling. So we know we want to do everything that we can to nurture and support that dream, but also not to put all the pressure on that dream to support us right away. That way we don't get discouraged. So we're also learning how to improve the way that we speak about things, about our lives, about ourselves, about our goals and our dreams. And so what we speak, we're calling into being. Our words are like powerful magic spells and prayers. And so what we say, we need to be very important about the kinds of the tone that we use, the language that we use, what we're saying. When we spread evil tongue and we do evil speech, that creates death and destruction and chaos in the world. So, we need to be very conscious about the way that we talk about things, the way that we share ideas and information, and all the manner that fall under the category of speech. So be careful what you're saying. Idle words create chaos. Okay. What else do we have? Ooh, we've got the solar plexus chakra coming up. This is about willpower and discipline and feeling secure and having that connection to that clairsentience, that psychic knowing that doesn't come from necessarily seeing pictures or hearing anything. It's not necessarily, it's sort of like the feeling like you get in your gut, but it's this deep sense of just knowing, this information that just comes through. We're also looking at ways, I think we're having more ideas about how we can create more security through these goals and make them more sustainable. And hopefully they will bring us some stability, or, we can find stable ways to create foundations to grow those things. Either way, I think that we are we're realizing that this year is a new level of the need of self-discipline and boundary and structure. It just rules for the self. I saw a video, I think this morning, that was just, maybe it was last night. It just kind of shattered my reality. But there is research that's now using, and I don't know why I'm surprised, because when information gets out, people use it for evil. That's why secret knowledge, the occult knowledge, has been kept secret, because put into the wrong hands, it's too powerful. So people are figuring out how to hack into remote viewing and astral travel in dream state, and advertisers are trying to figure out how to infiltrate your dreams with advertisements, marketing, and commercials. So we are literally getting into a time where we have to know who we are, and we have to have absolute sovereignty, knowing that there is subliminal impressions and messaging around us all the time. And so whether or not I'm craving Taco Bell or Crystal or something like that, I can choose based on, these are not my habits. This is not my structure, right? If I have a craving, I want to go to Target, I want to go shopping, I want to go retail therapy, I can say, no, I'm not that person. I don't just waste money and spend mindlessly. I am intentional with my dollars, right? So we have to really develop our own sense of security, our own sense of confidence. We can't look outside of ourselves for people to reassure us or tell us what to do or validate us, right? Because that puts us in a vulnerable state, and that makes us easy to be manipulated, and that actually makes us insecure, and it takes away from our safety, stability, and security. So enhancing this sense of knowing, I think one way to practice this is when you get that little ping or a little psychic urge or gut hunch or instinct, maybe follow it and see where it takes you, and notice when you ignore it, when it comes back to bite you in the bum, right? Okay, so strengthening our willpower will help. Discipline will help. We have toxic. So again, we need to cut out toxic influences that are affecting our mindset and our motivation. If we don't think that there's any reason to go on, if there's nothing to live for, if there's nothing to look forward to, then we start to get into despondency and despair and malaise. And that is just what the opponent wants. The opponent doesn't want us to fulfill our soul's journey and tikkun and correction and reveal our inner light and potential. The opponent wants to suck our life force by making us feel despondent, despair, and depressed, and give up and just lay down and take it, right? But we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We ain't gonna take it anymore. Now, this could probably have something to do with the fact that I've been eating my weight in cheese this winter. That's probably not good for me. So again, not only just cleaning up our mindset and our perspective is going to help a lot, right? The usual raking through your health habits, your daily routines. What are the habits that you can tweak to change your life dramatically? I know for me, getting more disciplined around my nightly bedtime and my waking time is going to help a lot. But what kinds of toxic influences are sort of affecting your state of fulfillment, your state of mental clarity, your state of inner peace, your self-love, your purpose, what's throwing you out of alignment, what's not in integrity for you, what's not in alignment with your goals. But particularly right now, I mean, it's almost impossible to resist the urge to temptation into doom scrolling, right? But we do need to stay informed, so we need to do that strategically and productively. And 5 calls is a great way to do that without relying solely on social media. Because once you click on one thing on social media, it's like you're infiltrated and inundated with everything related to clickbait that is related to the extremist point of view of the thing you just clicked on. If it's political right now, it's like anything that you click on political right now, it's like then it's going to tell the algorithm you're the kind of person that wants to hear every single National Enquirer cover story conspiracy theory. And then that's enough to drive you insane. That's basically what happened to me in 2012. It was just like everything everywhere. Discovery Channel, every show on it was about how fragile our infrastructures and systems were. Just one electromagnetic pulse from the sun can throw out the electric grid. I mean, we've been worried about this since like 2010. Okay, so perspective. But we need to stay informed. We need to act productively towards not relying so heavily on electric grids, right? What are we doing right now? We're like digitizing everything. We're getting away from all our basic physical functions. Today I was gardening and it was great. I got into a physical gardening book that I have hardback. It was very enjoyable. And it gave me the simple information that I needed without 100,000 articles. I wanted to know how to rotate my garden boxes so that I would be, rotating my crops right to get the best soil and nutrients. And it was great. I did that physical activity, but now it's like you go to get online to look that up, then you get sidetracked for I don't know how long, and then you see all kinds of lunacy, all the manner thereof, and then you're just like, oh my God, then you've got all this toxic residue. But what we should be doing is going like directly to content that we want to see and then love bombing them, right? Like watch their stories, save their posts, like their posts, comment on their posts. Go curate the algorithm the way that you want the algorithm to give to you. We need to take back the algorithm and tell it what we want, right? So clean up the clicks, to resist the urge to go into toxic downward spirals, and get your information in a productive way. Oh, I was going to say, I've been just recently learned about an app called 5 Calls, which gives you an easy way to contact your specific local congressmen and representatives, and it lists the current issues that are happening. So that is one way to bypass all of the overwhelming sensationalism and just get the cold hard facts, right? Maybe you have a couple of political people that are not extremists that you kind of trust, that you can follow, maybe like a politician's updates that is, trustworthy and reasonable, and just get that information. Or if you can tune in to like an international neutral source of information, that might help without getting all of the vitriol and intense emotion around it. That was never supposed to be a part of journalism. Journalism in the 80s and early 90s still had that dignity about it, where they were giving you the facts, they were neutral, they weren't commentating on their opinions, and you could get the news that wasn't so skewed. Right? But now the news stations are owned by people who want to manipulate you. They have agendas, right? So they want to, kind of flavor everything according to like what they want you to do. they have advertisers and things on this channel. So we have to be very savvy about who is talking to us and why, and what their motives are and what their intentions are and what they're trying to achieve, right? So that will help us clean up a lot, because then we won't go down those rabbit holes that we know are just going to send us into a booby trap. Rather, we will find good resources. There's a lot of great resources going around right now through, popular people in different realms who are sharing information. So, if you look around, you will find those. Let's see. Let's grab one more card. It's getting dark. I didn't throw up my lights because I had so much window light coming in, because it's a rainy day. It's getting dark earlier. Embrace. Okay. So embrace the moment that we're in. We may not be excited about, like, if life were a movie or a show, we may not like the episode we find ourselves in at the moment. But in this stage of the story, the characters are really revealing their true selves. And so, we pretty much are in the same environment, in the same world that we were in a few months ago. But now we know who we're really dealing with and who people really are and what's really going on in the world right now, where we are. Just from an environmental state, from taking the temperature of the mood of the people, we know what we're dealing with now. So if we stop resisting that we are in the moment that we find ourselves in, and then make the best of what you have going on for you right now. Focus on the things that you're grateful for. If you have a platform, if you make something, if you put good into the world, then great. Embrace this moment, because people need that. And so there might be more opportunity for you to get out there and encourage people, because people are distraught. And so we want to have creator consciousness and not destroyer consciousness around that. So a destroyer consciousness would be like, oh, I love it when everybody's torn apart in an absolute chaotic upheaval, because then they need me, right? But rather we should say, wow, we are in this really unprecedented moment, and a lot of people need help out there learning how to tune into their own intuition, into their own inner guidance. And so, I can be an influence and a voice out there that's helping people heal and become more interdependent and less dependent on the opinions and direction and the noise of others and the validation of others. And instead, they can stand on their own, whether they fit in with their groups or not, and think for themselves. All right, you guys, embrace this moment, embrace this surge of energy and vitality that's coming back. I feel like I am on the lighter half of the winter now, which is good. January was a very intense month of grieving, of going through the stages of grief. All of that, like the shock, the letting go, the fighting, the trying to negotiate, the rage of everything happening in the world. So I think that right now we might be feeling that euphoria that comes on the other side of just letting go of so much emotion, whilst at the same time going deep into, we're coming into Pisces season soon. So we're getting clarity in our mind, our ideas are coming online, and we're going to go dive in deep again soon, but this time with maybe a different perspective. So yeah, I love that. Also, you guys, I know that everything is very uncertain right now, and we want to stay on track to make the most of life and to use our daily lives to reflect back to us how we're being called to grow and expand. And that soul journey, it's hard to do on your own. And so if you would like a tool or a resource to support you through this year, you might want to, I'm going to turn on my lamp. You might want to download the 2025 prediction series. I have a link in the bio on my channel, or I will put a link in the description box below here. But that will give you a yearly overview of what to expect. There's channeled messages from me, also a Celtic cross spread, and journal questions that will help you set your intention and your goals for the year. Then each season has its own reading about the themes and things that we're going to be dealing with through the quarters of the year. And that also comes with journal questions that will help you go deeper into those themes and how they apply to you. And then you will have monthly readings that will steer you through specifically the month to month and all the themes and rhythms that we'll be dealing with throughout the year. And that those also come with journal questions to help you workshop your experiences through the weeks. So I think it's an invaluable resource. You can get it in my Stan store. It is only $10. I thought that would be very approachable for most people. So download it. I noticed that a lot of people have been in there watching, so I am excited to see that. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but some people have been in there watching. So I am excited about it, and I am excited that people are getting use. And from the comments that I've gotten so far, it was just like immediately right out the gate, they're like, oh my God, January is so on point just from the first card. So I hope it can be a helpful resource for you. All right, you guys, until tomorrow, take care. Let me know what you thought about going live. All right, ciao. Now I've got to figure out how to stop my live. Let's see, maybe it's just, do I go there? I don't know. Maybe it's this. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Let's end.